Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. When I got on the board, I was just going to actually ask a few questions about the tobacco money. I found it interesting that we always go back to that tobacco fund to take money out of it. In this case, we're taking another $4 million and putting the general fund to spend it on who knows what versus we're taking it out of bioscience research. And I know we're one of the states that we spend about the least amount on that. It doesn't make any sense to me when we talk about priorities in our state that we're not going to take money that's from a tobacco settlement to help health care. That was going to be my original question. But, you know, it's fitting that this is probably my last time speaking in this great chamber. Because when I first started, a few years back, I was talking on the floor about a businessman that I had a conversation with, probably in a campaign or wherever, and he said, Dan, he says, you know what? I just can't make it here anymore. I've just come to a point where I'm almost just, I got to leave, or I got to go to Florida, or, I'm just done. I can't handle it. And I sat down after speaking, thought I'd, done a great job and made my case, and somebody else stood up just after me, and they said, the people who have been saying that have been saying that for years, and they're still here. And I felt this so bad about that. I felt like, my God, don't we actually get it? And here I am 6 years later. We've got companies like GE leaving. We're hemorrhaging jobs from this state. I mean, all you really got to do is take one look at our revenue estimates every time and find out we keep missing them. Folks, I think part of the problem is, by something I've heard earlier tonight, we still don't get it. And part of fixing a problem is understanding we got a problem. I know Connecticut is a beautiful place to live. That's why I fight so hard to be here. I came here. I wanted this to be, a place that has a great economy. But you know what, folks? We were told not tonight to get real. And you know what? There's nothing more real than what's been happening in our economy and the businesses who are leaving one by one by one. And if we're so damn good in Connecticut, why are people leaving? I don't understand how we could pass budgets like this year after year. We come up short. We make estimates that don't work. And somehow we're not going to even address the fact that we are in a hole and we are sinking deeper and deeper every single year. I think it's time to get real about this budget. It's a time to get real about what's going on in this state. And we can't keep doing this. I don't know what the threshold is before we stop the shenanigans with these budgets, and how many people actually have to leave the state before we say, okay, we're done, we get it. The other day I was watching some talk about the budget, and I was watching a businessman talk to a committee member and was groveling for some of the money back, is how I felt. It was money that we had already taken out of their pocket, and these folks are struggling to make it, and it just doesn't make any sense to me anymore. It doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, as we keep pushing through this debate, I hope that people take a hard look at it this year and ask yourself how it is we keep voting for these budgets, and then we turn around in the fall and we go, oh, we're another $400 million short. The revenues keep dropping like crazy because people are leaving, and there has to be an understanding that we're in trouble. Not that, the next time you look at a revenue estimate and you see it's lower, it's because we've got, the high-paying jobs hemorrhaging from the state, and we're replacing the jobs with half the money. So we can't keep doing this anymore, folks. I don't know how I'm going to support this budget. I'll keep listening, but I think it really is time to get real. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.